Good afternoon, everybody. It's Monica with Presley Girl Creations. I hope you're doing great. I wanted to pop on here and just do a quick video, show you guys a little bit of some things I'm working on, and maybe give you some inspiration to utilize some things that you have. So, in doing some cleanup in my craft room, I come across a ton of packaging that I have, kind of been stashing away. And I'm sure a lot of you have it as well from the holidays. And I've been holding on to it and thought now's the time for me to just try to keep being in the creative mode and making a little bit of a stash and use up what I have. That's kind of my motto for 2024 is try to minimize how much I'm buying when I'm out and really start using what I have. So I'm pulling some things out, trying to get creative. So let me show you what I'm talking about. We'll come back to this. So over the holidays, I'm sure a lot of you got the packaging from Amazon, whether it's the just the thin paper. Let's see if I have a piece here. Apologize for the noise. You know, this brown packaging like this. You know, you can see I've torn something there. I saved that because it's a great neutral crinkly piece. But also I got quite a bit of this type. If you got any of this that has more of the tissue paper on the back of it, I pulled these out and just started putting paint on them. I just pulled out some of my paints, my acrylics. I like the matte finish. Some gold. I just picked 3 and just kind of made a canvas is basically what I did. So let me show you. So I'm trying to utilize more of it and have it to be where I will use it maybe a little bit more because it does have, you know, more of a background to it. So these are some scraps and pieces that I have after I created what I showed you earlier. So you can see I put some gold paint. I used some sponging technique on the tissues. I didn't even really get rid of some of the tissue because it's just another avenue for us to utilize what we have. So I wanted to keep it because it just gives it more dimension and texture and variety in our journals. I was really pleased with this gold. I purchased it at Hobby Lobby a while back. And here it is. Let me show you right quick. It's the iridescent bright gold. And so to me, I was afraid it was just going to be, you know, more of a mustard yellow color. But it's really a beautiful gold. I got it on clearance. So I really liked it. I did some pink sponging. So that's really what I did to whether it was this paper or there's some of the tissue. I just picked 3 colors. So you can see what I did. Okay. And so what I wanted to do originally was have some hearts. Again, Valentine's is around the corner. I didn't have any small hearts to really trace that I liked. I had a big heart. So on one of those, this was my little first heart. And obviously it's way too big to use in a journal, but it was my creative piece. And I really just traced it, cut it out. You can see it has all the layers associated with it in the packaging piece where they're all semi-attached. And thought, let me sew that. It's really soft. It allowed me to play with my stitching, which is terrible. As you can see, I didn't even make it right there, but that's how we learn. And the heart obviously was too big. I will still decorate this and put it in my room somewhere, make it my own. But I didn't like this on the back, how thick it was. So what I did was I kind of went back to the drawing board and just got a nice little bronze or a gold marker and created my own hearts. So that's what you see over here. I drew my own. I liked the imperfection of it. I cut them out and I peeled off most of the tissue if it had tissue associated with it. So that brings these back into play so that you can see what I did with these. So they were already painted. I have a couple in here. I added some pink to the white. You can see how I played with my stitching. I went back and left the tails on here. I really like the way the back of it looks, so I can flip this either way in a project. So I'm not going to do any more decorating to it because this way it kind of leaves it open, and I really think that's pretty just like it is. And again, I drew these my own freehand. I kind of liked them better. Whoops. It just kind of gives them a little bit more character. So after they had dried, I had sewed, I ran them through my embosser because I just love embossing. And here's a smaller one that I did, and I added a couple little buttons to dangle off. You could do beads if you keep the tails. I really like how flat these are. They're super flat. So if I wanted to add them to a tag, or I wanted to put them just in a journal page, I could just clip it. Isn't that cute? So this allows me not only to use packaging, paint, buttons, you know, it's helping me utilize the things I have quite a bit of. So here's another one. You can tell it's a little wonky, but I don't care. I like it. Again, the back is gorgeous. I mean, you can really see that embossing coming through. Here's a bigger one that I did, and it has some beads as well. Or not beads, but buttons. So I just kept playing and practicing with my stitching, trying to get a little bit better, because these did still have a little thin piece of tissue, so I wanted to not have it coming apart, and that's one reason. And I like the stitching, but it helps hold it together. So there you go. I did quite a few of these with the white. And then, let's see, I did some smaller ones with the tissue. I didn't want to get rid of the tissue, so as I peeled back after I cut those off, you know, I had an extra set of hearts, because the tissue, when I cut it, you know, obviously is in the shape of a heart. I didn't want to get rid of these. They're pretty delicate, but when you add some paint to it, it makes it a little tougher. They're still pretty fragile. But I thought these would be great as well to just have a little stash of them. Here's one that was not embossed, so you can see, versus the ones that I did emboss. This one got a little tore. I don't care. I still like it, right? Again, tissue. So I kept the tissued ones as well and strengthened those up. Now these were more on just the brown packaging paper. And same thing. I drew them and cut them. Different sizes, different shapes. You can do small, you can do big. And that's kind of what I did. Painted some of the tissued ones with pink. And I think I'm going to do a few more of those. I really like it. Now, I got my punches out, playing around. I have some heart punches, but just to show you how you can just create some more decor for your ephemera. So here's some butterfly pieces I punched out. Here's another piece that I have, and then I ran these through the embosser. I love my little embossing machine. It just is so handy. These were scraps, so they're just too big. I know you could probably say throw these pieces away, but I'm not. You know, I might punch out something here, punch here. I have this right here for one of my punches, so I could punch out a few of those circles and emboss those and just really create some extra items. So again, pull out what you have. You don't even have to have packaging. Get your construction paper, you know, whatever you have already, and just play with it. So I really do keep all of this, and I'll keep trimming this down. This was just the edge, and I ran it through the embosser. You never know what you're going to get until you get out there and play around with it. So these I kept all these little pieces I can still use. And I can even probably draw some smaller hearts on those. Same thing, I love the gold. it's going to come in handy, and it's going to make me want to pull out some other metallic paints that I have. Now, I have a lot of the tissue. Because it's layered, I was trying to think of a way I could still use this. So what I did was kind of made little skirts with it to put on a couple of tags just to see how it is. I mean, it's pretty durable, but because it's layered, you can tear little pieces and create that little effect right there. So I just found some of my tags, did a little stitching. You don't have to stitch, you can glue, you could probably staple, so you don't have to use a sewing machine if you don't have one. It's just what I prefer. And then I put a little ribbon on the top. So I thought it gave it a little something something. Same thing. Here's just another version. This is one of my magazine prints here that I've cut out of a magazine. I like to have a lot of writing space, so I backed them all, and then again, just utilizing some of the tissue. So I'm probably not going to keep all of that tissue. I even thought about you know, going in and creating some ruffles with those to see what those look like. But I was really kind of pleased with this. Made it a little shabby looking. Just kind of gave it a little something something, right? Okay, well, I told you it was going to be a short video. I just wanted to let you guys have the thought process of what you can utilize what you have. So I appreciate everybody jumping on, like, subscribe, let me know what you think. Maybe you're kind of doing the same thing, trying to clean out some of the stock that you have. But anyway, thank you so much, guys, for joining. I hope everyone has a beautiful, safe weekend, and I will be back soon. Thank you. Bye-bye.